It was 9 degrees when Sue and I took off in the car this morning, but now the temperature has warmed up to a balmy 14 degrees. And we're on our way to go pick up one last trail cam that I have set on the Illinois River. I had some trail cams set on the Illinois River earlier in the year, and then before we went to Arizona, I pulled them out because I was afraid I'd be in Arizona and the river would flood. But I left one in, and so today I'm going to go see if we caught anything on it. I'm going to invite you to participate a little bit in our discussion for today. I'm talking about a topic that I don't have an answer to. I can't speculate very well on it, and I really would like to hear your input. So if you want to make a little comment or something on the Facebook page, or a little comment or something on the YouTube page, I would appreciate that, just so that we can I can hear what you're thinking about this subject. Now, before I get to the topic, the questions I have for today, for this week, I want to start with a paradigm shift in church worship back in the 18th century. And this was with John Wesley, who founded Methodism. Now, John Wesley was a lifelong clergy person, ordained clergy in the Church of England, the Anglican Communion. But he was a revivalistic type preacher, and he was pushing for conversions and for people to have a new relationship with Christ. He also wasn't shy, not even in the slightest, about calling other clergy to task for corruption. And he reached out to the poor. And because of that, even though he was an ordained clergy person, door after door after door after door got shut on him. And it became harder and harder to find a pulpit, even from his own denomination, that he could speak at, even as a guest speaker, because people were not open to him. And that left him with a quandary that made him really uncomfortable. He began to test preaching out of doors. Right along roadsides, right along path sites, inside of cemeteries, as people were coming to work and going to work in their shifts. And for a person that was born and raised, or not born, but raised and ordained as an Anglican priest with all of the liturgy and the beauty of the Anglican Church, to be out in the cemeteries preaching the gospel, that was hard for him to take a shift. And what happened there pretty much revolutionized Christianity, Christian worship styles, and that reverberates even down into America today. In Los Angeles, in April of 1906, so we've come into the 20th century here, in Los Angeles, the Azusa Street Revival began. And when it began, it birthed a new movement of worship, of spirit-led, spirit-filled worship. It started the Pentecostal movement in a big way. The idea of speaking in tongues and signs and wonders and miracles and a new type of music that was exuberant. And it affected almost every church in the country, maybe most of the churches in the world. I mean, some may have embraced, some may have rejected, some may think it was a lot of hype, some may be a lot of hype, some may bring a new enthusiasm to worship. But a paradigm shift came, and for better or for worse. And there probably were some better, and there probably were some worse. But a new paradigm shift came, and a new style of worship swept over the land. And I don't think you could have stopped it. In 1975, Pastor Bill Hybels launched Willow Creek Community Church. And in the Willow Creek Community Church, they launched a brand new style of worship that's been labeled the Seeker Service, seeker-friendly worship. And the design was to make Christianity palatable, or more palatable, to those that had never heard the gospel message before. The church grew to be a mega church, started in a theater, grew up to be in the tens of thousands of people, and all across the country, churches began to be influenced by the style of worship. The songs, the musical style, the way the church sanctuary is laid out, everything about it, the way an altar call is given, everything about it was kind of designed to lead people to Christ. Was it good? Was it bad? Like the two previous examples I've given, some think it's good, some think it's bad. There's probably some good in there. There are probably some weaknesses in there. But a new paradigm was born, and it influenced everybody. Critics, they kind of label the Seeker Service and that style of worship as fast food Christianity. For better or for worse, I don't know. If that is the McDonald's of Christianity, then the mega church must be the Walmart. You go to any major city, and around the edges of the city in the suburbs, you'll see these mega churches, and most of the Christians, or half the Christians in that city, probably go to one of those churches. They're a paradigm that everyone, even little rural churches like where I'm at, have to wrestle with. Some good, some bad, maybe. But all of that's just laying the foundation, because if that's not what I want to talk about today. If the Seeker Service instituted a paradigm that is the McDonald's of Christianity, and if the mega church became the Walmart of Christianity, what I want to bring up is tomorrow, the Amazon of Christianity. How many of you have been to fast food recently? How many of you have been in a Walmart recently? How many of you have bought something or looked at buying something on Amazon recently? That's where it gets confusing, because all these others are in the past. We can look back at them. This is right on us. And we don't know what to do with it, or I'm not sure what to do with it. So I need your help, your inspiration, your thoughts. Okay? Amazon, of course, is a live streaming service. And our churches got a taste of this, like jumping off a diving board into a cold swimming pool during the COVID time emergency. Whether we liked it or not, we pretty much either had some sort of online outreach or we lost reach and touch with a lot of our people. And a lot of churches began to decline. And even the mega churches now, a lot of them are starting to go into decline. But how many people are switching in-house, in-person worship for online worship? And if so, is there any way to stop it? Well, first, I guess you have to ask, is that bad? Or is it good? Or is there any way to stop it? Or do we just have to deal with it and learn to work with it? Because all these previous paradigm shifts were pretty much unstoppable. And I think it's going to be kind of hard to put a genie back into a bottle and tell people not to live on internet, on social media. So what do we do with it? How do we make the most of it without losing the best of what we have? How do we incorporate it? Or do we just reject it? What parts of social media feed your soul? What parts of media can you only get from face-to-face worship? Well, if you have the courage to do it, even if it's just a single line or something, I would encourage us to start a conversation and see the good, the bad, that Clint Eastwood, right? The good, the bad, the ugly of online worship and how this new paradigm for communication is going to positively, negatively affect the church. We're on the downhill side of another week. In just a few days on Sunday, I hope to be here and worship with you in person again. Right now, I hope to worship with you online again as we study and kind of chew on this issue that we're dealing with. But whether it's online here or in person this coming week, may God bless you. May God give you the wisdom to navigate the changing waters of our society.